thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I understand the weather might get bad tomorrow, but it's a nice day today, so it's nice to be here and to have you with us. We want to tell you about our program, and to start out, we have a pop quiz. Does anybody know when the Congress-Bundestag Youth Exchange, better known as CBYX, here in the United States anyway, began? Anybody? How about an alum? Oh, okay, here we have.
The 1980, early 1980s.
Okay, all right, and why?
To commemorate the anniversary of German immigrants arriving
Yes.
in the U.S.
Yes, the 300th anniversary. Well, that's right. Okay, so good. Yes, it was a novel idea to commemorate the anniversary of the first immigrants to the United States from Germany, but also to help build and refresh and continue strong relationships with a country that is very important to us. They are a very fine ally, and well, you know, there's been some ups and downs through the years, a couple world wars in there, and the governments of our country and what was then West Germany felt that they needed to do something special at this time to keep the relationship strong. And they came up with what I feel was an excellent idea of youth exchange. And it is the granddaddy of the youth exchanges, because up to that point, government money was not being spent on young people being traveling out and being exchanged, you know, for the idea of getting to know other peoples and cultures and languages. We had the Fulbright exchanges for quite some time, but the youth had not been part of funding by us, actually taxpayers' dollars. So they came up with the idea. It was the early 1980s, the first exchange in '83, and it has been the model for all of the other Department of State and government-funded exchanges for teenagers, both coming and going in and out of the United States. The Freedom Support Act originally, which is now the Flex Grant, which is a huge number of young people coming in from what was once the Soviet Union. The Yes Grant, which after 9/11 was kind of a wake-up call to the government to bring in young people from countries of high Muslim population. And then we have the Nacel grant for Americans going out. There's more and more. Every year there's new grants being provided, but they're all modeled after the original CBYX. And again, that's our jargon, the Congress-Bundestag Youth Exchange. So, just a little bit, any questions about the CBYX? Well, let me tell you about the three components, first of all. The high school program is the largest, and that is a number of American high school students going out, going to Germany, going to a gymnasium for the year, living with a host family, coming back home to continue their education and to share what they've learned in their experience abroad. And the young Germans coming into the United States to live with a host family, go to the public high school, and be your basic exchange student, which you probably all have met in your schools. And this is far more political. In Germany, the high school students that come are all sponsored and in a way chosen by members of parliament. And here in the United States, not so much. Our Congress people do not get involved in the selection or the recruitment of students, and I think that's maybe a good idea. So, but it is a very political and prestigious program in Germany. We call it the CBYX. In Germany, it's the PPP.
The Parlamentarisches Partnerschaftsprogramm.
Yes. So, but we're all combined doing the same thing. On the, I always say the higher level, but at least for age-wise, is the young professionals. The young professional program is very much like ours. It mirrors us in that the people who go are going to school, but also having the internship. So it is a work-study program as well. And it is open to 19 to 25-year-olds. So there is a far bigger, wider window of opportunity for people who want to do this program and maybe miss out on applying right after their high school graduation, or for those who may not be tapped to be on our program this year. I always want them to know this isn't the last chance. There's more opportunities for you to be able to try again with the Young Professional Program. That is a larger number, more years available, and it's also a reciprocated program. The Germans are coming into the United States to live with a family and take some college, usually at the community college level, and do a work experience as well. Our program is right in the middle. It's the smallest. We only have 25 funded spots. So 25 recently graduated high school seniors who will participate on the program, and it's outbound only. We are able to take young people such as yourself who don't have a lot of experience yet and haven't had a lot of education or hands-on work experience, and go to Germany and do something very meaningful, because they have an education system that is different than ours, and it is set up differently. Their schools, they have the gymnasiums, which many of our students might be attending, which is what they would consider college prep. But they also have schools that are geared for certain fields of study. The engineers might be going into a school where they're going to get the technology that they need. Those interested in fine arts would be in a different education venue. Those interested in the medical field, for instance, sometimes are very fortunate to be attached to a training hospital where they would be having classes a few days a week and an actual hands-on experience doing what they've just learned with a real patient, which is, it's a great way of learning. It's quite different than what we do here in the United States, and it works, and it works well, and so that's why we can send our American students to Germany to have this kind of experience. The internships are already established. The young Germans must have an internship or go into the military, I understand. So it's a whole different setup, and so we can fit in. There have been some changes in just the past couple of years with the program and the internships because of a law that's been passed in Germany, that all of these internships that used to be unpaid for Germans and anybody else doing them, i.e. our participants, now the companies have to pay after 3 months. And so this does affect us because our students go over with the knowledge that they will be doing an unpaid internship. They don't have a green card. They're not there on a work visa. They're on a study visa. So they don't get paid for the internships, which means we need to change them now every 3 months. It was a nice law for the Germans to be able to make some money after their first 3 months. But for us, oh, okay, what a great opportunity. I know my colleague in Germany originally was a little concerned, thinking, oh, people will be upset about this. And I said, I don't think so, because most of our gap year students are going to feel their way to find out what they might want to do in their lives, and having more than one internship may be a real blessing. So they have an opportunity to try more than one thing. So that's basically the internships in a nutshell, and you'll hear more about them from Caitlin, who has lived through it. All right, those are the 3 components of the Congress-Bundestag Youth Exchange. Any questions about that? Okay, let me tell you just a little bit about Nacel Open Door. We are not a household word. You may not have heard about us before. All I want to say is that we are established, long-standing, reputable organization. We are under the auspices of the United States Department of State. We follow all the rules and regulations of CSIET, Council of Standards for International Student Travel, that set the rules and regs for bona fide exchange programs. I would always encourage anybody who wanted to either host a student or to go abroad to make sure that they were participating on a program that is fully CSIET approved. That said, again, Nacel Open Door, funny name. It is actually came about as the from a merger of two very long-standing organizations, Nacel Cultural Exchange, which began in the late 1950s, and Open Doors Student Exchange, which began in the early 60s. So in 1997, we merged these two programs together, these organizations, and came up with Nacel Open Door. So it's kind of a funny name, but that's where it came from. And both, as I mentioned, both organizations being very well reputed and having long experience. We're known in the industry for our support system. It is a 24-hour support system. It does exist. You call, if there's an emergency, you call in the middle of the night. Okay, today I have to say you're going to get a voicemail system. But if you push the right button, I think it's 9, okay, then you will be transferred to somebody, a real live, honest to goodness person, no matter what time, who will be able to help and facilitate the issue and get to the right person that needs to be stepping in to help you. Our support system in Germany is very sound. This year we are going to be having a new project director over in Germany. But the local representatives have been around for several years in most cases, and they're well trained, and they are the ones that have the hands-on experience with each participant. So I just want to, parents, students, you're probably not that interested. Parents, if you're going to be turning over your son or daughter to an organization, we want you to feel a comfort level of who we are and what we stand for. Always the safety and well-being of our students is a #1 consideration at all times. Just a little credibility building. We've been at this a long time. For myself, I have been involved with the CBYX program since its inception in the early 80s. I did the high school program for 15 years with another organization, and I picked up the vocational youth exchange not too long after we merged in 97. So again, like to think we know what we're doing. We try. Carrie, you've been involved with the program
since 98 when I started. Yeah.
Yes. So just as we say, we want you to feel comfortable with who we are. All right. Any questions about Nacel Open Door? Okay. Then I think it's time for you to hear more about the program from somebody who's been there, done that, lived through it, and loves to share.